Hey everybody, it's HBCU Game Day. We have a blast from the not so distant past joining us. One of my favorite people, Jennifer Lynn Williams. She is now with the USA Basketball Foundation. She settled into that role after being the athletic director at Alabama State University. Jen, thank you so much for joining us. Before we get into today's topic, which is very important, how are things with you? How's the new job? How are you enjoying it?
It's been awesome. Just a really seamless transition, and just to still be able to impact, sport through some of the programming we're putting out through USA Basketball, and still keeping my relationships with those on the collegiate landscape and impacting students. That's what it's all about for me, and that's what it's always been about. And so, anytime I can, enhance what we're trying to implement on a grassroots level and get more students and students of color involved in programming and allow for everyone to have access to play. That's what the foundation mission is. We want everyone to be able to have access to opportunities to play the game that we love, and that's basketball. And so some of the programming that's being implemented is really going to touch on that. We're doing a lot to champion women, empower our youth, and continue to promote social responsibility.
All right, so you left Alabama State, you passed the torch to Dr. Jason Capel, and you are now looking to pass the torch in a different type of way. Tell us about that.
Yes. Yes. So we just announced the Torch Leadership and Sport Mentoring Program, which is geared to really train up to mentor that next generation of BIPOC leaders in sport. And so we have opened it up. Applications went live for the program June 1st. This is an opportunity for students at HBCUs, Hispanic Serving Institution, AANA, SPI, long acronym institutions, to really get a chance to be mentored by USA basketball executives and really want to be able to pay it forward to develop a pipeline and expose students of color, BIPOC students, of opportunities in sport. I think sometimes coming out, you just don't know what's out there. And I can even speak from my experience when I was coming up a long time ago as a student athlete. I only thought about, coaching as an avenue I saw, because you didn't see people of color, women in positions of C-suite positions, administrative positions, athletic directors, commissioners. So you couldn't really aspire to be that. And so I want to really be able to expose those students at these type of institutions to opportunities that are available in sport, because there are tons of them. And I don't think that everyone's aware of what you can truly do in this field. It's not just limited to the collegiate landscape. There are opportunities just across the spectrum.
Now, I learn something new every day. I was not super familiar with BIPOC. You said that a couple of times. I knew Tupac, not BIPOC. But we're talking about Black, Indigenous, People of Color. So that's what it stands
Yes.
for. And in case
Yes,
anybody's like me,
absolutely.
like I can't keep up with the latest acronyms. So that's what we have.
It's a lot of acronyms going out there, but again, this opportunity is for students of color and those that are at, those type of institutions I mentioned. So your HBCUs and your Hispanic serving institutions, and those that cater to Asian American, Native American, and Pacific Islander students.
Yeah, and it's interesting because catering to HBCU students, they can see now potential at the schools that they attend. Like, wow, we are popular again, and for some of these students, maybe popular for the first time because they're not old enough to really appreciate the Renaissance. And they're seeing opportunities that could be in front of them right now. If you're at Jackson State, Tennessee State, Grambling, you're like, wow, we're getting NFL, connected people as our coaches, and there has to be backbone and administration to support all of that. So this is almost really great timing to draw that interest and shine a light on the opportunity that you guys have.
Yeah, this was something when I started at USA Basketball that I pretty much even put into my 30, 60, 90-day plan is to really, when we look at programming, that was something I was going to be tasked with in addition to raising money. But what is some impactful programming that really will affect that next generation? And the Torch program is that. In addition to being mentored by USAB executive staff. I will expose them to people in the industry on the collegiate level, those leaders in the NBA, WNBA, and in the international national governing body space. They will have access to these folks. There will be guest speakers. There will be an opportunity for virtual and in-person meetings. So it's a really great opportunity. I really wanted to do my best to get the message out there. I don't want a student to say, oh my goodness, I missed the deadline, which is June 30th to apply. And I just appreciate you, Tali, for always being open to help, spread the message, especially the positive messages that can really impact our students.
Absolutely. So give us all the details that you can. I was reading through the FAQs. Money is not an issue here. You don't have to worry about where the money's going to come from to cover anything, right?
Right. No, this is free. We will incur costs. A lot of it's virtual. So you will touch base with your mentor at least at a minimum once a month. And you will work with them to schedule your in-person meeting that will be absorbed by USA Basketball. And then, a lot of the programming, when we have the group come together, the cohort, it will be virtually to meet with some of these leaders in sport that are outside of USAB. The deadline right now to apply is June 30th. So you have 2 weeks, and it requires a resume, a cover letter, as well as a recommendation letter. So if you're interested, please start putting out those fillers to someone who may know you can speak to your work ethic if you're a student interested and can write you a recommendation letter. We've had a lot of applications come in. It's looking really, really competitive. The SWAC is showing out with applications. I've had a lot come in from Hampton, Howard, Virginia State. Just received an application this morning from a student at Morgan State. But what I really want to talk to and to speak to is really our D2, our NAIA HBCUs, and some of our Hispanic serving institutions as well. Really want to see more applications come in from those students as well. So making sure we spread the word, and it's a great opportunity. This will be the first cohort. We will look again to implement another cohort in year 2, but this is just an opportunity you don't want to miss. And I tell people, if you have questions, I'm accessible on social media. You can email us at foundation@usab.com. Any questions you have, please reach out. I felt it was pretty self-explanatory on the website, but I know questions come up, but we're accessible to help and to answer those questions. But apply. Don't wait to the last minute. Apply.
Let's make sure we put let's make sure we put the link in the bio and the description when people are watching this. But give us to us, Jen, where do they need to go web address wise for the application?
So you can go to USAB Foundation, and this right there. If you /torch programming, it should pop up right there. And it's on our website. If you just Google USA Basketball Foundation, you'll go right to the page. I put it out on our social channels as well. So if you're following USA Basketball on Twitter, on Instagram, it's been posted there. If you follow me on Twitter, I've posted. I just actually retweeted something this morning when we had those 2 applications come in from Morgan and then another one from Hampton. So it's out there. Again, I can be reached or my assistant foundation@usab.com if you cannot find it, and I will email. We will get the link to you.
Wow. Well, really great opportunity. And cohorts are so cool because it gives you the chance to learn from people who are out there, and you really get to share experiences, ask questions. It's really such a comfortable learning environment. Look, I'm 8,000 years old. I still enjoy cohorts, and I try to join them in my field of work whenever I can. So this is really, really a great opportunity if you're looking to get into the business of sports. Look, we can't all play. Everybody can't make the team on the court, but being behind the scenes and a part of what really makes things go is such a greater opportunity.
Yeah, it's equally as important. I think, not everyone's going to go pro. That the NBA, excuse me, the NCAA has been saying that. And I tell people, not everyone can be an Olympian, but you still can affect change by working in sport and support those who are actually playing and competing in sport. This is just an opportunity to expose you to what it is that happens behind the scenes, because there's so many functions when you look at executives in sport and administrators in sport, that I just want to make sure that students have a clear understanding of what that looks like, and be better prepared to make the decision if this is something that they want to do, because this is not for everyone. If everyone could work in sport, they would, because it's a great job, but it takes a very it takes a lot of hard work and focus and understanding of that business of sport, because it is a business. It's not an activity, it's not a function, it's a business. And I think people need to understand that. And students, the earlier they can understand that, the better off we're going to be down the line, from the collegiate landscape all the way up to the pro ranks.
Yeah, and it's not always about getting good seats. Sometimes you're working so hard you don't even get to enjoy the game. You don't even get to see the
You
game.
don't see the game. I was just, you don't even see the game. I mean, and I think that's what it's really about, is talking to, I remember I had my old boss, the old AD, Coach Bill Hayes. I was in grad school when I was at North Carolina Central, and he used to talk about, athletics is not a 9 to 5. And you have to really love it to be in this sport, because you don't come out making a lot of money, initially, but it's about the hard work and the impact that you're going to have on the lives of those athletes that you touch, whether it's on the collegiate side or on the pro side. It all comes together to make the team work.
Absolutely. So good to see you. So happy for your success. We missed that beautiful smile right there. Jennifer Lynn Williams, USA Basketball Foundation. Let's catch up again soon whenever you have something going on that's beneficial to HBCUs and people of color. And we appreciate you stopping by and catching up and spending some time.
Absolutely. When we announce the cohort, we're going to bring those from HBCUs on. I'm putting it out there, maybe after. I know it'll be around football season, so you guys will be busy, but maybe a check-in after football season.
All right, we'll leave the light on for you. How about that?
Awesome. Thank you, Tali. I appreciate you guys.